Hello guys, we are Team Software D. Today we are going to present our final project called Online Resume Form using Excel VBA. So let's get started. This is the home tab for the online user form where you can just click the button under the arrow to launch the resume form. The second tab is the database sheet where the data and information of the user are encoded in the list. Including the path of the image, date, and time the user submitted the data. For the last tab is the support tab for the option where the user can select data that filled on combo box. This is the graphical user interface design, GUI, we made in the Visual Basic interface that look like a resume form. On the left side is the other frame on which the information of the user will stored to modify, check or delete it. And the form code in the first line above, is the declaration constant default text string in some text box to make it user-friendly resume form. And the next code is the delete button function code. This command code will delete the row from the list of database of the user he/she submitted. If the delete button will be clicked but no row is selected, the message box will appear indicated that no row is selected. And if the row is selected, the message box will pop up and the option appear if yes or no. And the third code is for the edit button code which contain the value or data inputted by the user in list database. Same thing for the reset button code function, the message box will appear and will choose if yes or no to reset the data inputted, then call the reset form if the user click yes. For submit button function, it is the same like reset function. But if the user chosen yes to submit, the following command will call the submit data. This code is for the text box of employee name, whether the user type uppercase or lowercase letter, the name inputted will remain uppercase after update. The next lines of code is for the text box. If the user enter on text box, the default text will disappear and the back color will change to black and white in other text box. Same thing if they exit for the text box, but if the user enter on text box but they not inputted data from the text box, the default text will remain on the text box. In the code from the module, is the reset form function. We declare iRow is long. All the inputted value is emptied. In this lines of code we set the column count equal to 17 in list database and put each right column widths and identify the last blank row. In load image function, we declare image source path as string, which will store the path of image selected by the user, and declare the image destination as string to store the path of image selected by user, and call the function getImagePath. We call the create folder function to create image folder if not exist. In this function of code, we declare valid entry as Boolean. This entire code will validate if the required data are inputted. If the user missed to encode the data given in resume form, the message box will appear to inform the user and set focus on empty box. The next code is for submit data. We declare the iRow is long and write the code to identify the last blank row. Or we set the offset value of all data which will transfer on database or to Excel sheet. After that we call the reset form again to clear the inputted data. The last subcode will show the form if the user click the command button. Let's try the user form.